pride, all that is inherent in it, of the first tiebreaker of the Nerdbird UTSA Spring Break Kickoff Tournament on this 12th of March, 2016. Right now, though, since it's a tiebreaker, each team is each team is not going to be seeing what the other team is picking, nor are they seeing what they are banning, because there are indeed no bans. This is a blind pick round. Every other round that you've seen before, every other round that is in tournaments is draft. However, because it's a tiebreaker, the rules are a little bit different. Right now, however, the problem with the tiebreaker, the reason why tiebreakers exist, is, as ever, to break the hold. But more importantly, the reason why we use blind pick is so that the really OP champions get played, and so that the game tends to get done faster. Right now, however, we're looking for, on blue side, it is gray face, no space, and on purple team, it's our old friends, Team 1. Greyface playing a interesting combination of Jarvan the Fourth, Alistar, Nautilus in the top lane with a Sivir bottom lane and a jungle Master Yi. Bold. For Team 1, we have a good old-fashioned Lux, a Malphite, Trundle, Mistral, Lucian, and Braum. Now, the interesting thing that you may want to know, and manage to recollect between these two teams, is that they're both very, very, very top-heavy. A lot of bans in this day and age are usually reserved for these big tanks that could affect the team fight in a fashion that you would not believe to be in any way good. So you see a lot of times a Malphite ban, Nautilus ban, which is very popular right now considering his top lane presence is rather strong. You won't see Braum, but you will see Trundle because he almost overpowers every single melee top laner in the game right now. However, what Greyface is doing is a bit cheesy, if we're at all honest. It looks like they want to do a Jarvan the Fourth in the mid lane. Jarvan the Fourth in the mid lane has not been done for quite some time. Jarvan the Fourth in the meta has actually been, well, AWOL for quite some time even. Considering the fact is, Jarvan the Fourth, in the eyes of many high elo players, is not nearly as good. He can't dive as well as he could. He can't do as much damage as he could. He just is a bit, well, long in the tooth and doesn't quite offer as much power as he did once before. So, it's a bit perplexing why he would choose him, but at the same time, if anybody's played against Jarvan the Fourth, we all know and we all recognize that that champion is an absolute nightmare to deal with under the best of times. Alistar, OP champion from the very get-go, from the word go, from the pistol shot, from clacking in the chamber. That champion has so much history in the game of League of Legends that it is almost unfair. However, that does not mean that it's an assured victory. Alistar Sivir has been done in the past to varying results. Sivir, a champion that benefits mostly from passive farming, but also, as with every other champion, benefits from somebody that peels for her and gives her the opening in order to attack. You usually see a lot of Leona in medium queues with Sivir, paired with Sivir. Alistar is always picked, and it seems to not just be picked for Sivir. It seems to be picked more for the team because Alistar in general is a good champion, as said before. Nautilus in the top lane's OP right now. It's almost like everybody just woke up and smelt the winds of winter in that, oh, there's a champion out there that gets you locked down for like 7 days. I should play him. So, that's Nautilus in a nutshell. Most people can lose their lane as Nautilus and still come back if they farm very well. If they farm well enough, they can be just an absolute terror. It doesn't matter if you die 5 times. It's the Singed protocol, except you're actually doing something. When it comes to the final pick, however, we come to Master Yi. Master Yi, for Greyface, Master Yi in general has always been a rather testy pick. Most people don't like hyper carries, as evidenced. But I personally hate hyper carries, and Master Yi is one of those champions where you're just thinking to yourself, no, I don't want to deal with it. Right now, however, we are dealing in a situation that offers a Master Yi in the same game as an Alistar, as a Sivir, as goddamn every other person in this game that will just make your life a nightmare. Remember, it's Master Yi, so Master Yi has always been a champion that's, if you have something that can CC him, he'll die. However, if you have a team that peels for Mr. Master Yi, then you are pretty much golden for the entirety of the game. Why? Because Master Yi cannot be stopped unless you have hard CC, death, or you have the personal wherewithal not to feed the damn thing. But that's neither here nor there. That really is neither here nor there. Master Yi is one of two things. He's going to be good or he's going to be bad. And in this case, these players are of such a caliber that both scenarios can be equally prevalent. On the enemy side of the fraction, we have Lux, we have Lucian, we have Malphite, we have Trundle, we have Braum. All champions that have seen solo queue through and through. All champions that have known the solo queue curse of we're just going to pick them and we're either going to ban them sometimes, but most of all, we're just going to win with them. Trundle has seen so much play in the past 4 months that it has outstripped the play that he has seen in the past 2 years, seemingly, simply by the very nature that he is OP as ever-living hell. Moving on, you have Lucian, who can just do any single thing that he wants, considering the fact that Season 6 actually actively benefited Lucian quite a bit with the increasing Essence Reaver inclusion and its change. Braum has always been a very good champion in any face of the word. He manages to block what you need to be blocked. He manages to save what needs to be saved. And unless that player, or unless the person that he's saving is rather stupid, he can make it so that any situation, can be a disengage unless you're being ganged up upon like a Nautilus or some champion that manages to make your life a living nightmare simply because they can get to you. Moreover, we have Lux as well as your standard mid laner. What's there to say about Lux? If you don't know, Lux is the champion that has been a pox on this game since, God forsaken, I think Season 2. That was back when they were throwing out mid lane carries like they were cheap Halloween candy. You just kept on seeing more. Victor in his original state was released at that point. I think maybe Lux was between Season 1 and Season 2. I can't be entirely sure at the moment. But moreover, that champion does so much damage, and even every inclusion of an AP item just seems to make the champion just a little bit worse, making it so that they have to nerf more of her bases. It's actively quite sad. Malphite, as ever, champion that manages to make team fights a living nightmare for any single person that believes that they can actively fight against The Rock. It is fighting Dwayne The Rock Johnson without any protection, and just being like, I can out-chisel you. You can't out-chisel that! He's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. How are you supposed to go up against, like, Adonis? You can't in a cute contest, or maybe a sexy contest. In cute contest, we all know Ryan Gosling's got it, guys. Now, contentiousness aside, we have the beginning of the game. Right now, if I were to post my victory speech, my money on somebody that's going to win, I would post it on good old-fashioned Team 1. I've said this in the past. I know I've been burned by them before, but I do believe that Team 1 genuinely has the better team capability. They have Trundle, they have Malphite, they have Lucian, they have Braum. They have all this stuff that makes a team fight a living nightmare. And yet, I cannot say for certain that that is going to be the case because Master Yi is in this game, and Master Yi is like the epitome of a wild card. So, nonetheless, game has started with the first little cut being drawn by Lux against Jarvan IV. Who could have honestly expected that? I did, but nonetheless, Savior using the bone weave, like, not Wonder Woman skin. It's pretty good, actually. I hate it. I prefer to use the Winter Wonderland skin because she's just so cute in that skin, honestly, like, legitimately. Maybe we'll use that as our cuteness factor. There's Nautilus going hard on a Malphite. Malphite taking quite a bit of damage considering the fact that it's only level 1 versus level 1. And you say to yourself that Nautilus does have a shield when he uses that ability. Oh, Malphite hits level 2 first and manages to go a little bit harder on Nautilus. Harder than I think Nautilus ever actually anticipated he would actually go. Lux going and doing what she can, already at half mana, trying to burst down the Jarvan IV in the mid lane. However, we have Master Yi trying to kill the Krugs right there, but he will be set upon by a Trundle who manages to miss the cone, but it was strategic. He missed the cone because he knows he's lulling He's lulling Master Yi into a lesser state of security. He's just like, you are going to fall for this eventually. Jarvan the Fourth goes in, flag tosses, manages to do quite a bit of damage. Lux not quite moving, but doing a lot of damage because Jarvan the Fourth is just still struggling to right-click outside of his screen because he's scared right now. Because it's a Lux. When you get caged by Lux, it's the same as when you get caged by Morgana. It's just a little bit better because Morgana just disrespects you the entire time, but just pool, woo, deal with it. I'm dealing a massive amount of damage because Thunderlords is a thing right now. Woo. Nonetheless, top lane, still, it's a very quiet game right now. And that's both a boon and that is both a problem. Considering the fact of the matter is, these are champions that all benefit from you going massively hard onto something. Be it Malphite, be it Nautilus, be it J4, be it even Alistar. Be it Alistar, rather. Not even Alistar. Alistar does supremely benefit by putting his horns straight into your stomach. Nonetheless, we have a decent amount of CS going more in the way of Sivir in the bottom lane. We actually get to see some good, decent Sivir play today, which makes me quite happy right now. Malphite going in hard onto Nautilus. Nautilus doing what he can. However, Trundle's coming in from behind, trying to do what he also can. Nautilus knows that it is futile and goes in for the first blood, making it so that he's going to die, but he's going to take you with him. And very, very good job by Nautilus. Still managing to do what he can, even though he is behind and he's being outmaneuvered and grouped. Outmaneuvered, I say, when he took like 4 steps that entire fight and he got hit by a traffic cone. I mean, you can say that that's unfair, but realistically, let's be honest with ourselves. That's just League of Legends in general. That's why we play that game. That's why we play that game. Lux still in the mid lane, bought another Doran's Ring when she went back. Decent enough job there. She manages to actually hit the cage on Jarvan the Fourth. Not going to plan on going against that because that would lead her into the turret range, and God knows, a Lux and a turret do not mix very well unless she's blowing it straight back to hell. Do Luxes get Lichbane anymore? At one point they did. At one point every AP carry was just like, I need a basic attack, so I'm going to buy Lichbane. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. And then people finally figured out that that's quite a terrible idea, actually. I remember on Kassadin, I used to build Iceborne gauntlets because I needed armor badly. I was in a bad spot, let's just be honest. Nonetheless, bottom lane still up by CS in favor of Sivir, and it's growing by minute. Lux going over J4's head in terms of CS 33 to 27. And honestly, I'm expecting that to be a bigger gulf considering it's Jarvan the Fourth. On some level, you have to play safe, but on another level, you just have to say, I'm gunning it. Screw it. I want to win, so I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take what is mine. You know, Iron Price and all that jazz. Greyjoys. Nonetheless, there he goes. Jarvan the Fourth going in hard onto Lux. Lux taking a lot of damage, going immediately to half. However, Jarvan the Fourth also goes to half because he decided to fight in minions because reasons. Nonetheless, Nautilus in the top lane against Malphite. This is possibly one of the most boring fights ever until there's a gank, and then it is the best fight ever because it's literally 2 titans fighting each other over like a bone, and then that bone happens to be like worth 400 gold or 300 gold as it may be right now. Malphite going in a little bit, doing a bit of harassment onto Nautilus. Nautilus saying no. Nautilus hitting minions instead of hitting Malphite. Malphite still going hard, doing his spamming abilities. Nautilus doing what he can, not basic attacking in. That inference may hurt him in the future. However, there is Trundle trying to push back against the J4 and the Master Yi in the center of the river. J4 has no mana, but Trundle has 60% of his health. If you want to go in on a Master Yi with that and feed him a kill, be my guest, but no one will follow you into that, my friend. In all honesty, that just seems like a bad idea. Nonetheless, coming in, Lucian going in the bottom lane, still up, down by 3 CS, but he has not gone back. Sivir has, however, and has brought back a handy-dandy BF sword, looking to just shove that into Lucian's face that she has something that he doesn't, and it'll probably be violent to that considering it is Sivir. Bandit and all, I suppose. Nonetheless, Nautilus still playing the best game of League of Legends we have all ever seen in the top lane with his best friend Malphite. There we go, Trundle on to Master Yi. Master Yi doing a premature ultimate and trying to get away and manages to get away. Alpha Strikes on to the Wraiths. Lux trying to follow up, but was just very late because no one was expecting Master Yi to honestly ultimate immediately out of that. I think he was expecting a cone to come out. Nonetheless, everybody's safe. Only the thing is, Master Yi's down in ultimate, but regardless, Highlander has like a 20-second cooldown. Let's be honest with ourselves. We all hate it. Nonetheless, if I can say that a couple more times, I will. Don't worry about it. Nonetheless, Trundle taking his buffs. It is that point of the game where everybody is just trying to consolidate resources for that gigantic, cataclysmic adventure of a nightmare that's going to probably ensue in the mid lane. It always happens in the mid lane. Let's be honest with ourselves. Every single time there's a terrible thing that goes on in the mid lane, Jarvan the Fourth taking more damage as ever from the Lux, because sadly enough, I really can't commiserate with this guy. You can't do anything against that. It's a Lux. What do you do when she's like hitting you from half a range away, like 2 countries away? Nonetheless, Nautilus doing what he can, has barely any mana to Malphite's very little, just marginally bigger amount of mana. Nonetheless, I think I'm going for 5 right now. I think if I go for 6, I get a free Sunday. I'm not quite sure though. Braum trying to do what he can for Sivir, or trying to do what he can against Sivir, but right now Braum has not been doing very much, nor has Alistar been doing very much. This has been a game of the AD carry versus the AD carry consistently, and both AD carries have been marginally very good, except for Sivir, who is above by almost 20 CS now. It really did hurt Lucian to go back and not go with the same buy timer. There goes the Malphite with the ultimate onto Nautilus. Nautilus still trying to run away. He has a lot of health. He is tanking as hell and manages to get away with a very nice anchor onto the terrain, though Master Yi is coming in for the counter engage flash from Nautilus onto Trundle. Trundle will have to flash. There will go Master Yi. He gets the kill. Will they go for Malphite? They are going for Malphite, and that is a double kill for Master Yi. Master Yi going and putting in that work. Maybe it's the Katarina rule of 2. You get 2 kills and you just go all over the place. There goes the Miss Lux going in for Master Yi. Master Yi managing to get rid of quite a bit of the damage. However, running in circles, trying not to implicate the fact that Nautilus is still in that bush. Too late. Nautilus misses the hook. That may hurt them quite a bit. There's the flash from Lux, and I would honestly say in many cases that his Grey Face came out ahead in that. Team 1 lost quite a bit in both summoners and in time because Lux could not farm that entire time. She burned Flash. She also burned her ultimate, but that doesn't mean a damn thing because Lux's ultimate is... If Master Yi's Highlander is 20 seconds, then Lux's ultimate is like 10. Somewhere around there. It's some ridiculous number, and with cooldown reduction, it just gets worse. Nonetheless, no teams have actually progressed for the Baron. Right now, Baron has been warded by Team 1, and they're currently trying to get a little bit more vision. Jarvan the Fourth still not really quite doing anything this game, but by that very token, nor has Lux. Lux has burned skills for sure, but she hasn't quite contributed what you would think a person should contribute in a game as a mid laner with that amount of range. There goes Jarvan the Fourth, still in the game, still getting hit by that and that and that. Nonetheless, Jarvan the Fourth going in hard. He goes for the ultimate onto Lux. However, Highlander from Master Yi will have to go around the entirety of the side because there's too much traffic in the middle of the Cataclysm, but it's good. However, Alistar going in to try to get the peel onto Lucian and to Braum. There's the ultimate from Nautilus. A massive knockup on the entirety of the front line, but that is a very, very thick front line. They have to disengage. However, Nautilus is without his team, but that is an excellent ultimate from Malphite that will make sure that every single person there gets knocked up, and Alistar tries to peel for the rest of his team and manages to get 2 of them away from the damage. However, he does fail in the process. Very, very good engagement, very smart engagement by Team 1. They saved their knockups for when they were needed, and they made sure, or they saved Malphite. I think I'm attributing Alistar to Team 1, but Alistar, he did what he could with the amount of peel that he had, but it was very poor positioning on the part of Greyface, considering the fact that they were just hitting tanks the entire time, or they were putting tanks in the middle of their fire against the very, very dangerous Lucian, who if you don't, like, at any point in the game, an AD carry is dangerous, considering the fact that they just do damage. But more importantly, a Lucian that's in, like, the early to mid-game is still at one of his most dangerous, considering he's one of those mid-game champions that just tees off. He's not as strong as, say, Corki, you know, where Corki is just a ridiculous monster that needs to be looked at. I'm gonna say it. He's nightmarish in scope and in power. But Lucian is high up there. He was like in season 3, he was doing so much work that 40% of the total games played in League of Legends competitive were just Lucian. 40%. There are 18 AD carries in this game, and Lucian was playing roughly the work of about 8 of them. So let's just say he was putting the team on his shoulders of Riot. Let's just say that, let's just say that. In terms of items right now, it's a bit of a weird thing. Right now, Devour is getting brought out by Master Yi. He also has the pickaxe. Pickaxe does definitely mean a Jinsu's second item, which is a very smart situation to do in this game because of the fact that Master Yi is, well, fed right now. There's the Cataclysm from Jarvan IV, and that is a dead Sailor Moon girl. And right now, it is beginning to be a very, very, very potent clown fiesta, if I may use the term. Master Yi does an excellent alpha strike. There it goes. Jarvan IV trying to give him, like, I guess, emotional support with that flag. He's just like, that's a really good flag. I feel better now. Armor and attack speed, or attack speed now. I think they removed armor in, like, what, 5 patches ago? Many patches ago. Many patches ago. Right now, however, bottom lane currently being pushed by Lucian and Braum, trying to get that little sense that they can get ahead right now, because they're running at a deficit of 2K. You'd expect it to be more, considering the fact how every single engagement with champs, with the exception of that one team fight in mid lane, which they only came away with 1 kill, and even then, they didn't really come away with it because it was equalized. They only managed to stop a triple kill, which is saying something regardless. It's just impressive. Nautilus failing with the basic attacks, but trying to do his best and doing quite a bit of his best on that Malphite. Malphite just trying to peel away, and he's going straight for his tower. Nautilus with very low mana. That's a lot of damage, however, on Malphite. Nautilus will take the turret shot and will have to retreat, however. That is a dead turret, however, in favor of good old-fashioned Greyface. I do not understand how Greyface is doing what they are able to do. However, that is an ultimate that is a teleport from Malphite, looking to get a catch out, and they're going straight for Yi in order to get that sweet, sweet shutdown gold. He manages to alpha strike, and he goes in for that damage. He manages to take out the Malphite, but Alistar's in the middle of everything. The DR is good. Sivir's still not basic attacking with the stutter step. Alistar trying to do what he can, and there's a lot of damage. The ultimate from Lux is good, though, and will take out that happy cow, and Sivir will be left alone. Very good engagement in favor, massively in favor of Team 1, considering the fact that they managed to put so many people on they were at a killing spree, and they managed to take that away with that extra gold. That is 300 gold for the team. That is not something that is just an infinitesimal little thing. That is something that you write home about. It's just like, Mom, I got 300 gold. We're good. We're good for the rest of the winter. We've got this, guys. We've got this. We are good. We don't have to sell our home anymore. The mortgage is saved because of that, guys. The mortgage is saved. Nonetheless, Alistar continuously dying in this game. However, it's only by 2, so I guess continuously is a bit, well, not quite what is actually happening. There is Jarvan IV doing what he can and managing to miss that 1 W, which I am very proud of. That 1 cage, which very good job. However, there's a teleport coming in from Nautilus into the mid lane, canceled at the very last case because Malphite he saw was going down there, and besides the fact it was already a disengaged fight, so there was no real reason to actively engage on it. Nonetheless, the game is 26k to 22.3. It's a 3k difference in favor of Greyface. Greyface doing quite a bit of work, if I'm at all honest, in this game. Doing what they can, doing how they can, and making it look fabulous at that, considering the fact that Master Yi is 3-1-3. He has contributed almost about 80% of the work, maybe like 85%. It's math. I'm not a math major. I'm sorry. Nonetheless, oh god, I went 6. I get a milkshake now, guys. Maybe for like 7, it'll be like a small popcorn at a theater. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Nonetheless, Alistar getting immediately coned by Trundle. That's a lot of knockups. That's a lot of CC. Trundle still in the air right now, however, taking a lot of damage. Sivir doing what he can, popping the ultimate, and there's an ultimate, and there's a massive knockup on every single person, both blue and red team. Double kill in the favor of Nautilus, and that will be a triple kill in favor of Nautilus, managing to put the entirety of Team 1 on his back and saying, I'm dropping you now down this mountain. Enjoy it. Nautilus with a great hook, and Master Yi cleaning up with a great kill secure. 12-4 favor of Gray Face. Oh my goodness, are they just going to work? And they're just painting the entire town blue because they're like, why would we paint it red? That does not make a gray face. If I paint it blue, it means I ate too many blueberry muffins and I'm choking right now. So it's gray. Logic, I think. Nonetheless, 7, I got my popcorn. Maybe I get nachos now if I say it an 8th time. Moving over, we have it's a 6K goal difference in favor of everybody's favorite group of people, the Gray Face. I think whoever's winning at that point gets to be the favorites. However, Rift Herald is going to be going in the way of Gray Face, further cementing a possible lead. There is no, Devourer stacks going towards Master Yi, but Master Yi couldn't frankly give a damn because Master Yi already has Devourer sated right now at 18 minutes. There goes Jarvan IV with one of his worst decisions in his life, trying to go in hard on 3 champions because he thinks he has a lot of damage. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite have that much damage. He has some damage, followed by a little bit more damage, but not a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it seems that somebody briefly managed the DC. They'll be coming back, however. We're going to pause the game, honestly. I think we're going to pause the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to pause the game. Pretty sure we're going to pause the game. Nonetheless, let's actually go over. We're not going to... Alistair, I believe, theoretically coming back. Hopefully coming back. Not being rage quitting because his team isn't doing what he say they need to do. Which... I can't possibly believe that Team 1 is going to let them have this because of the simple fact is there's a lot of ability at this point to be really, 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 really good. To just take advantage of all of this. Nonetheless, they managed to hold the tower against 5 people with 4 people, which is honestly quite impressive to say the least. Right now, however, gold total still in favor of Gray Face by about 6K gold, a little over 6K, and we have Baron minions, not quite Baron, but Rift Herald and minions from Sivir pushing down the bottom lane. Right now, Nautilus has a lot of stuff to his name. Abyssal Scepter, followed by a Sunfire Cape, which all of them allow for a really, really quite impressive array of damage to be used on command, honestly. Master Yi going in hard, trying to do what he can against a Malphite. I don't know what his plan is. Unfortunately, now I do. It's just do a hell of a lot of damage, be apologetic about it later. You know, ask forgiveness and permission and all. It's a saying. I don't know. Nonetheless, oh god, I get my nachos now. Maybe I can get a thing of mints from the theater. I know those are $8 now if I go for 9. Yeah. Let's go for 9, guys. Or ladies. Dames and gentlemen, welcome to the Nerdbird Spring Break Kickoff, where we get to see a team with a Master Yi and a Hypercarry do what something that you already expect a Master Yi and a Hypercarry to do. Go hard. Go very hard. And consistently go hard all the time and every time. So, it's like business as usual. In any case, however, it's a growing lead right now. 8K, Master Yi, even with Alistair gone. I don't think they're pausing the game simply by the nature of Alistair can come back in his own time. Right now, the people that are the most important are Nautilus and Master Yi. If they were gone, I'm pretty sure somebody would really, really, really be throwing a fit because that's actively quite important. But in this case, it's just the support player who's only got 7 assists out of the 13. Only got 55% of that kill participation. No big deal. No big deal at all, right? Right? I'm right. Guys, come on, I'm right. Master Yi going through the jungle. He doesn't care that he's been spotted by a ward and the wolf ward because he's Master Yi. He's got 5 kills. He's got a Jinsu. He's got Blade of the Ruin. He doesn't have Blade of the Ruin King. He has a lot of damage. Let's just see that. That's just the short version. Incoming ultimate from Malphite will manage to knock him up. However, he manages to survive far longer than he has any given right to survive for and manages to tank 2 champions, one of which is building not hard AP, which actually gives more reason to why he survived for so long. Good job, Master Yi, for living against 2 tanks, I suppose. One of which did do, admittedly, a very impressive teleport ultimate, which was honestly when you see somebody that knows how to actively time their teleport and know how to time their teleport around their ultimate, then you have to just say, you know what, that's impressive. Good job, Gnar. Good job, Malphite. Good job, Katarina. No, let's not give Katarina any more accolades than she already gets from every single mid lane player that ever exists in this world. Unfortunately, Master Yi, let's get back to on track. Master Yi with his Ravenous Hydra, Ginsu's Harry Rage Blade, and State of Devour did make a rather poor mistake. In going against Lucian, he did manage to get himself shut down. And that is a lot of money that's going in the ways of a very cash-strapped team, considering they're down by 7k gold, and their carries are kind of not in the late game at all. Right now, though, Master Yi managing to dodge a very, 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 very good cone, and just going to work, however, gets immediately ultimated by Malphite. Malphite does fall, but the culling from Lucian is really good. Jarvan the Fourth just managed to get himself an injection of damage and whoop-ass out of nowhere. They're going in immediately hard. They're trying to retreat, however. That right now, Nautilus is tanking a little bit for his Jarvan the Fourth. Jarvan the Fourth, he expects to go back in, but Jarvan the Fourth says, this isn't solo queue. This is survival of the fittest. This is team play. He manages to not get hit once more. I'm proud of him, but he does get hit by the laser beam from Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon takes that kill because he's just like, stop calling me Sailor Moon. I'm Sailor Jupiter. Get it right. Come on, every single time. We go through this every day. 17-8, 41.9k gold lead in front in for Greyface against the 36.1. Alistair still sipping his Mai Tai on Tahiti because he's just like, guys. Okay, I've got this. It looks like Braum may be going AFK for the foreseeable future until Alistair can actually come back, making it a 4v4. Rather interestingly, nonetheless, there goes Master Yi soloing a dragon because Master Yi can do that. And unfortunately for Lucian, he swam a little bit too close to the Shock's ultimate from Malphite onto Master Yi. Will once again give him his third death in the past 4 minutes because Master Yi just cannot stop getting hit by that ultimate. However, the triumphant hero with his Copacabana hat and his freshly ironed trousers has returned. Alistair has indeed come back from his vacation in the middle of the Caribbean to hopefully do something for Greyface, who seems to be honestly lagging somewhat. And not so much lagging in the way of that it's ping, more in the face of we don't know what we're supposed to do without the person that's taking all the damage. So, I'm going to take all the damage. It's like reverse I Am Spartacus, except it's far worse. Everybody's just like, I will die. No, I will die. No, I will die. And it's just terrible. It's just the worst. Nonetheless, Alistair coming in, he's a solid level 9 in comparison to his level 14 competitor in Jarvan the Fourth. So, you know, a small gulf. On the bright side, however, Mr. Lucian is only level 12, so that's 3 levels. Unfortunately for Lucian, Alistair is in the holdings of one of the worst ultimates in the League of Legends, and by worst I mean most powerful, in terms of that he just gets DR, damage reduction, for those that don't play a lot of MMOs. Damage reduction in the form of 70% of it, and 70% damage reduction is... You don't write home to your mother about that. You don't write home to your mother or your father about that, because they'll just be like, that's disgusting, son, put that away, or drop it like it's hot. Like it's hot, like it's hot. You know how it goes. Nonetheless, Alistair doing what he can, which is nothing. It's reminiscent of his bottom lane experience where he was doing not a whole lot. But then again, he doesn't have to do a whole hell of a lot because Master Yi is in the bottom lane, going to town on turrets, making it so that your piece of property is now my piece of property. Master Yi alpha striking. There's a lot of damage. Culling coming in, but the cone is also real. Cataclysm from Jarvan the Fourth will group everybody together for a grand big old Sailor Jupiter ultimate, and there will Jarvan the Fourth go away. There will be a lot of damage, however, but Greyface is taking it back with a lot of Nautilus CC. Sailor Jupiter cannot leave because Sailor Jupiter will not leave. Nautilus will not allow that, and Sivir will pick up a double kill. Nautilus will pick up a double kill, and they will manage to get it done. An ace for Greyface and an excellent amount of damage done all around. Sevier going in hard on the turret, and right now Nautilus doing what she can against that inhibitor as well, or she can. What if Nautilus was a girl? That would be a nice little change of pace. I don't know how, but it would be different. And I think that's what they were going for anyways. Sevier with barely any health. They're all going back now because Braum has just spawned, shortly followed by Trundle, and in addition, Lucian's coming up in that second as well. They'll have home guards. They'll stop any push they would want to do at that point. But let's look at the state of the board, honestly. You have the entirety of Greyface up by almost 10k gold against Team 1, who are still struggling to find gold in order to deal with this Master Yi. Master Yi is a problem. They have to stun him. But Nautilus is a bigger problem that if you stun, it doesn't mean a damn thing because he has so many defenses and he's in the middle of your team, making so that everybody gets hit by Sunfire Cape, by his W shield passive, which does a tremendous amount of damage because it scales with health. In all honesty, the only way that Team 1 can win this fight is by getting Master Yi out, pushing down the bottom, pushing down the mid lane hard, or even then, they have no turrets taken down. The only objective that they've ever actively claimed for themselves has been Dragon. Every other time, they've been rebuffed by a Jarvan IV, by a Sevier, who's managed to very tastefully done something. Now, or managed to hit like a minion wave. Greyface has played this incredibly well. Incredibly well. Even with the loss of their Alistair, who was important, was legitimately important in making sure that Sevier lived through the entirety of that laning phase. I say that when I recognize in due tone that about 10 minutes ago I was crapping on that Alistair consistently because he was doing nothing, and I was just like, I was making a joke of it. Yes, we get that. Whatever. Nonetheless, right now it looks like that Cataclysmic Showdown I foresaw back in 4 minutes is gonna happen because, oh my goodness, is everybody here calling in from Lucian, will go the wrong direction. Ultimate from Braum will knock up the Alistair. There's Malphite ulting in on pretty much nothing that's important. Master Yi is allowed to do whatever the hell Master Yi wants to do. There's a lot of damage going out. Master Yi is in for a penny and out for a pound. And he goes for the quadra kill, and he gets that quadra kill. Manages to take on the team because all of the CC that Team 1 actively had in their possession was not used in any way on the people that it had to be used on. And that, because of all of that, that is a victory for Greyface. And sadly, that does mean Team 1 has to hang their heads high. Even they got this far, but they still did lose. It has been an excellent game between these two, but please do not go away. We have a second tiebreaker coming up. So, if you will allow me, I will return to you momentarily with that second game, and I will see you in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, dames and otherwise, if I may be allowed to do so, I have been given the express purpose and the rather gratitude and honor of introducing you and keeping you entertained for the remainder of these next 30 minutes for the final tiebreaker of the UTSA Spring Break Kickoff Tournament on this March the 12th of 2016. After this, one of these teams who has climbed rather tremendously throughout the entirety of this day will be able to emerge at the very end in the semifinals. At that point, I will no longer be with you. I know, all of you can stop your cheering, it's good. And instead, you will be assisted by two other very nice gentlemen. Nonetheless, that does not preclude anything. Right now, we are playing the greatest game of League of Legends we may ever yet see, as is every single next game of League of Legends. For on the blue side, you may be familiar with it. If you're not, then I haven't actually repped them enough. It's the Super Dunk Squad 2.0. Rocking the colors and rocking the wheel. On the purple side, or rather on the opposing side, it's a team that you just saw, and it's a team that we actively just saw in its entirety. It is a direct copy and paste. It is Greyface from the previous game. Now, if what you're thinking to yourself is, wow, I must have a rather peculiar case of deja vu, you're not wrong, because you're actually quite right. You are staring at the entirety and the exact same team compass that Greyface used in their last game against Team 1, and their last victory, mind you, against Team 1. Whether or not that will work against Super Dump Squad 2.0 remains in question, considering the fact is Super Dump Squad 2.0 have been very good at making sure that important targets die. Until, I believe it was their third game today, where they allowed a Xin Zhao to just go absolutely ham on the entirety of their team, and because of that, they failed. It was actually quite sad. It was a very sad game. Nonetheless, we didn't cast it, so in the world of casting, it does not exist. In the world of League of Legends, it is on paper, but it is not in print. I think I heard that somewhere, but nonetheless. Ooh, there's number 1. Don't worry, guys. And number 3, I believe it's still a popcorn. Nonetheless. Shit, dude. We have Braum, we have Twisted Fate, we have Lucian, we have Quinn, and we have Malphite playing on the side of the Super Dump Squad, the SDS. We've all seen Braum do incredible amounts of work. However, in almost every single game of Braum that we have watched, which I recognize are not many, considering we've had many technical difficulties on this fair day of March the 12th, Braum has not been able to do as much work as we had thought. He's very able to keep people safe, but unfortunately, he's not been able to really secure a kill. I'm looking, honestly, in this game for Braum to be very aggressive. We're seeing Twisted Fate, standard mid-AP carry, mid-AP assassin, honestly, with the way that some mid-lane carries and some Twisted Fates can actually be played. Twisted Fate is an incredibly strong champion with the ability to hit every single corner of the map from any other single corner of the map, seemingly. Twisted Fate will be something to watch, considering the fact that I thought that Lux had the upper hand against Jarvan IV, and I was very wrong. Lux, in fact, lost to an incredible degree against Jarvan IV. Why? Well, it's more happens to do with the fact that Lux just couldn't put the pressure, in addition to her jungler not actively helping her enough. Jarvan IV could not dodge those things back there. But that was last game. This is this game. Lucian, we've seen him again. We've seen him all the time. He's still OP. He's still really good. And in the right hands, he could make a big, big difference. And he actively did in the previous games that we've seen, but it remains to be seen whether or not he's good here. Now, Malphite we've seen before in the past. It's a solid top lane pick. It's a very solid ability to be doing quite a bit of damage when it comes to being able to like get targets out of the way and then have your carries just open up the floodgates when it comes to them. What we haven't seen, however, is the champion named as Quinn. Quinn is actively very popular in this game, and unfortunately for all of us, or rather fortunately for all of us, you could make the astute assumption, is that Quinn is very, very popular normally. And in this tournament, we haven't really seen much of her. That's mostly due to the fact that she does have quite a high skill ceiling. More importantly, players that know how to play against Quinn make sure that Quinn dies very, very, very quickly. You know, hard CCs, making sure that she can't get stuff off, making sure you're popping her Raven before it actively gets off of the ground. You know, that stuff and more. Now, it certainly doesn't help this game that she's in this team comp. What Quinn's major in is, we're at 30 seconds. We're only 2 seconds ahead of the last one. You know what? I'll take it. We've had technical difficulties all day. My goodness, my throat is dry. And I will take the 30-second loss. You know, I'll just take it and go to the bank with it, as a certain streamer would say. One moment. Nonetheless, it's a game start, 112. Looking around, we can see that Ponderous Sea Lion, or the Master Yi, is going to be playing Master Yi once more. Master Yi, of course, as we all know, did quite a bit of work in that last game and was not shut down effectively unless it was by his own hand because he decided to go in the middle of 5 champions and say, I'm going to wing it. Hey, see? That's a bird joke. We got Quinn in there. I feel really stupid right now, honestly. Nonetheless, it's your standard Malphite Nautilus game. We saw that before. Now, whether or not this Nautilus or this Malphite is a little bit more sturdy than the previous one remains to be seen. Jarvan IV going in, doing a little bit of that 8% damage on to Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate not being able to answer without anything other than, like, a solid Jack of Hearts, but realistically, that's all you can hope for in that situation. Lucian, however, seems to be doing a bit of work. Braum trying to put the pressure on. There's Twisted Fate trying to get the gold card out. Doesn't quite manage to with the way that his auto attack resets are actually made and are actively set. There goes Twisted Fate, still trying to do quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, it seems that Jarvan IV decided to take on some magic resistance, making it so that he's not taking nearly as much damage as he probably has any given right to do at that point. Yes, in all honesty, Jarvan IV actively doesn't get hurt by that. He's taking 41-46, and at the very start of a game, that is quite, well, big. Right now, though, Jarvan IV going in hard on a Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate trying to do what he can. There is the Ignite on to J4. Will J4 die? No, there is absolutely nil chance of that. Not with a potion going, in addition to the fact that there was just so much health going. Very good chance, though, by Twisted Fate. Alistar going in with the Malphite combo, looking to get a kill on to Lucian, not Lee Sin. Lee Sin's not even close to this game. Rather now, Sivir going in, looking to do what she can. However, there is a Master Yi about to, and he does get stunned. There's the flash from Quinn onto the Master Yi. Master Yi manages to die, and that's first blood onto him. However, the fight is still not over. Right now, Master Twisted Fate falls to the might of the Prince of Demacia. And Demacian King, or Prince, or maybe you get relegated if you become royalty and you kill somebody. But he goes back to the mid lane to claim what is not within the Shadowed Lands. And that just happens to be quite a few minions. Quinn doing what she can, and Quinn has already made more of an effect than we saw on the last previous jungler. She's going in and she's doing supplementary damage. She's a lot like Kindred in that way. She can do quite a bit of supplemental damage, but she just can't do, she can't tank 8 for eons and eons and eons and the Wheel of Time and all that jazz. Quinn going in hard, however, on the blue buff. Let's try to scoutcast this, and it's boring as what you'd expect. Right now, however, score is 6.3 to 6.0 K in favor of everybody's favorite Super Dump Squad. Dump Squad putting money where it actually needs to be. However, in terms of kills and assists, both Dump Squad and Greyface are actively the same. However, Dump Squad did get First Blood, and First Blood is worth a hell of a lot more than any simple kill. So, with that being said, you could make the excuse for Super Dump Squad if they decide to not get a couple minions, even though that would be a terrible thing to do, because if they're not playing well, then Greyface has proven that if you don't play well, this team will punish you for it. because it has a Master Yi. Master Yi is akin to like a stick of dynamite right outside of its wet, clothy cage. In like Lost, you know, where it explodes and you have like pieces of the dude all around. That's very macabre, I recognize, but regardless, the thing is still much the same. If you don't pay attention and you don't keep it in its nice covering, you are going to get burned, or in the case of this, exploded, I suppose. I don't know. I lost that analogy somewhere around the middle. Jarvan the Fourth doing quite a bit of damage, honestly, on Twisted Fate. Quinn coming in a little bit too late in order to actively do anything. Probably, she was ganking in order to see where a ward was, I think. But at the same time, it seemed more akin to a waste of time. However, Quinn going down the river, looking to probably see if she can get something on this bottom lane. Sivir and Alistar were relatively pushed up, and their minions are pushed up right now. Quinn could do something right here, and there's the Braum Q on Alistar, but Alistar has honestly been taking those like a champ this entire game. There is a ward, however, in the river, making it so that Sivir and Alistar are a very difficult thing to gank indeed. Master Yi still trying to get his minions, still trying to recover from the fact that he was somewhat shut down in this game. Twisted Fate buying everybody's favorite combo of Double Dorans and Ionian Boots of Lucidity, which God knows we've seen that many times. Lots of damage, however, coming in. Sivir getting stunned from the Braum, passive from the Lucian, who manages to proc 2 things of that passive for every single W. There's Twisted Fate coming in with the ultimate. They're going in hard on Jarvan. Jarvan the Fourth taking all the damage from the Ignite. Right now, Master Yi is trying to do what he can, trying to secure a kill. Will he manage to get the kill on to Quinn? He doesn't, though, because that is a lot of damage, and that is a lot of ability coming in from Twisted Fate. Very good plays from Twisted Fate and Quinn in that middle lane, managing to secure the kill and not losing the kill as well. Very, very, very well done. Right now, Greyface is falling a little bit behind in a fight against Super Dump Squad. Dump Squad they're making the poor decisions. And these are the same poor decisions that almost cost them the mid game, because they kept on trying to like push in a little bit too hard or trying to get a kill when they really did not need to get this kill. And that's been the single problem with Greyface this entire day, realistically. They've always been trying to get what they really shouldn't. They've already acquired a little bit of a lead. They shouldn't press the advantage, because they don't need to press the advantage at that point, because otherwise it just hurts them more than it actually helps them. But nonetheless, oh god, that's number 3. I get my soda! Yes! Feels good. That's what happens when you get excited. You push the mouse across the way and then it goes across the way, but it looks like a soda stream from like Bollywood, and that just makes me happy. 12.3 to 10.8 in favor of 1.5k gold lead in favor of Super Dump Squad 2.0. God knows it's fun to say that every single time. Believe me, I won't stop. Right now, Nautilus going in hard on a Malphite. Malphite taking quite a bit of damage. Malphite looking to try to get out of this situation. Will he manage to get it out? There is the root from Nautilus, and there's a lot of damage. Has to flash out because the turret just does so much damage. Manages to screw up in a basic attack and will pay for it. He is down as summoner, does not get the kill, is also down an ultimate, and is down a little bit of CS because he has to go back. Because the lane is already pushed up to the head, and Malphite does not have to work to get that CS. He's just like, oh, look, it's a lovely day and a lovely stroll through this nice little park. I can do what I want. Culling coming out from Lucian onto Sivir. Probably doing that because the cooldown is just so abysmally low, I should say. I believe that Lucians still do the 40% or 45% cooldown reduction build, which is actively quite impressive. There goes Alistar looking for the knockup for Jarvan the Fourth. However, he doesn't quite recognize that Jarvan the Fourth doesn't care and is trying to kill a pink ward. Jarvan the Fourth, meanwhile, trying to regret his decision for taking Jarvan the Fourth a second time, because the last time seemed more like a fluke. But then again, when it comes right down to it, if it won last time, you pick it this time. But I still can't get behind this champion choice because it's Jarvan the Fourth in the mid lane. Pantheon in the mid lane works. Oh god, it's Twisted Fate trying to kill onto the Master Yi. Master Yi gets stunned, Master Yi gets slowed, Master Yi gets burdened, Master Yi gets a lot of things, and none of it's good. It's just the saddest thing. Man, there's Twisted Fate looking to get a kill onto Sivir. Sivir manages to very wisely done and well done spell shield out of the ultimate, or rather out of the card. Master Yi is not having a good game this day. It seems that Super Dumb Squad, for whatever reason, decided that at a tournament, watched the previous game, and said, you know what, I'm not letting that get through. Because it is a hyper carry. I said this before, hyper carries get shut down easily if you know how to play against hyper carries. Granted, they're not really playing any form of like super against Master Yi right now, but I'm pretty sure that they knew that they were going up against something that would be terrible to go up against if you allow it to go off the hook. So they just chose a lot of champions with displacement, with knockups, with stuns, with all of this stuff that makes it so that you cannot move. And right now, Master Yi has played to their tune. When you play League of Legends, you want to play not in a reactionary manner, because if you do, that means you're playing to their game of League of Legends rather than your game of League of Legends. And because Master Yi is doing their game of League of Legends, he's 0-3 and down by 7 CS against a Quinn that's doing very, very well for herself, who also has Warrior, which also means that she's a little bit better off, because Warrior at the very beginning is a little bit better than Devour, is actually a lot bit better than Devour, if we're at all honest with ourselves, in terms of time used. Nonetheless, 4, no, it's 5, that was the popcorn. 5, that was the soda, my bad. 17.2k to 15.5k, it's a 1.7k gold lead in favor of Dumb Squad. It's only a little bit larger, even though Yi died. In all honesty, his body's not worth much gold right now, so it doesn't hurt them much. Oh, there's Quinn going in hard onto the Master Yi. Master Yi, and a great ultimate from Malphite, but will not save him, will not save that Quinn. There's the stun from Twisted Fate onto Master Yi, and Master Yi will go the way of the dodo. There's the stun from Twisted Fate onto Nautilus this time. Will Nautilus fail? Yes, he will, because they're just going to allow him to burn to death. It seemed that he watched Apocalypse Rising yesterday. I think that's that movie. I'd feel really sad if it wasn't that movie right now. 6-2 in favor of Dump Squad, with Twisted Fate showing him that he is a good guy and that he knows what he's doing. He eats his vegetables. He does what he does, and he does what he do because he is what he do. I don't know how that makes sense, but it's something. Nonetheless, 5, that's a good soda. Popcorn, it's a combination. I got the combo. Nonetheless, Braum going in hard onto Alistar. Alistar doing a very, very good thing. Exhaust going out onto Lucian. Lucian taking a lot of damage. There will be the ultimate from Sivir going in hard. Lucian will manage to get away, however. Will Braum manage to stick away the DR from Alistar is real. That is a lot of stuff. That is a massive bandit. That is a massive amount of damage that's coming in from her boomerang. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to use it nearly as many times as she probably should have. Because of that fact, she did not do nearly as well as she could have possibly done. My goodness, these are still messed up. They're still messed up. That's just unprofessional. Nautilus hitting the turret, 20.7k, 18.4, and it's all in favor of Dump Squad. They've broken into the 2k gold lead. Even though the problem with this Master Yi, and we all know what this Master Yi is doing. If you played any game of solo queue, you know what Master Yi is doing. He understands that he needs to get kills in order to get, a little bit ahead, and he's already starting to build the Jinsus, even though in previous games we've seen Master Yi's build Jinsus start at 10 minutes. This is not one of those games. Twisted Fate, however, one of the best champions in the game, honestly, and I'm speaking from a very, very biased opinion because I absolutely adore that champion whenever I'm playing mid. Right now, they're getting a cheeky Rift Herald right now for the entirety of Grey Face, which would actually be a very good boon for them. But Twisted Fate is able to affect so much of the map and do so much damage for very, very little effort. There it goes, Nautilus with the hook. They're trying to kill the Malphite. Malphite taking all of this damage. Will he manage to get out? No, he will not. There will be Master Yi, who's still trying to hit the turret. Don't know why, but good job, I suppose. That will, however, be a sacrificial dragon in favor of Grey Face while they were taking care of Malphite in the top lane. However, they do have the Rift Herald buff onto, I believe it is Nautilus. If Nautilus had stayed, it's a very risky venture considering the fact that you are going up against the Twisted Fate, who in this case does have Destiny Edge, Destiny Gate, even though you don't know he has Destiny Gate. You have to assume that he always does. Because of that, It's a very good position to leave, but it would have also been, you could have made a very, very bronze argument for why you would stay in order to do quite a bit of damage. There's Sivir going in hard onto the Lucian. There goes the Malphite ultimate from the Alistair. Lucian trying to do what he can. However, there's Sivir, has to flash away. There's still Alistair in the middle of 3 champions taking no damage because DR is a fun mistress. And there is TF doing quite a bit of stuff right now. And all of that stuff amounts to him saying, sit down, pretty little girl, and sit down and listen to me lecture you on the good word. And there is Mr. J4 from the darkness to take down 3 members, with Master Yi getting a double kill even, bringing him up to 3, 4, and 2. Oh my goodness, this changes the scope of the game almost entirely, because previously before, Master Yi needed money, and he was playing very suicidally in order to get that money. Right now, he just got that money. However, Nautilus going in hard. Right now, Quinn is trying to get the kill, and Nautilus trying to get away, just trying to figure out a way to live through the sickness and the pain. There's an emo goth song that I'm trying to quote, but I can't quite get it bit there. All the lyrics are usually the same. You know, it's always like, this pain I cannot feel. No, that's just Linkin Park. Irregardless. Regardless, that's not a word. Nonetheless, God, that's 6. It's popcorn, or it's nachos. Forgot. Doesn't matter. What is happening right now is actively somewhat interesting. Ooh, good red buff steal, or good steal of their own red buff by Sivir. That was actively quite useful in order to take it out, because red buff is always useful, but it's just a nice thing to not give Quinn, you know? Quinn has so much stuff to her name already that it's just a good thing to just take away. It's never good to give your enemies buffs in any situation. But right now, the scope of the game has defiantly changed. There goes Master Yi with a Jinsu's, I will have you know, and a Devour, but it is not stated. It is not stated. He had to pop Highlander. But this game, again, has changed. He's trying to build his Ravenous Hydra already, but he got 3 kills. He has ADCS, he has Gwynsu's, and he has Devour. He doesn't have it stated yet, but what that means is that this game has moved into mid-game for Master Yi. It is not stayed in early game like what Super Dumb Squad wanted. Right now, though, it looks like Nautilus is not going to be able to get away. Oh, that should have probably gotten him out of that situation, but poor pathing and poor objectivation. There's Master Yi going in hard, taking a lot of damage, and ends up getting killed by the 6 and 2, now 7 and 2 piece of Twisted Fate garbage. And there's the teleport into the bottom lane from the Malphite. He's looking to actively make some plays against this double, who are very much caught out right now, but they are managing to leave away. Jarvan the 4th going in hard, trying to get the kill onto Twisted Fate. Unfortunately, Twisted Fate has everything to his name to get out of the situation. Quinn doing all this damage, and great CC coming in from Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate putting the game on their shoulders right now. My goodness, is TSM 0-10. He was playing LeBlanc earlier, and he was doing some serious work. And now, he's doing even more work. Can you believe it? A good mid laner? Who could have imagined that there was such a thing as that in this world? I thought that they were all super narcissistic, and they hated me for playing support Volibear because I'm not OP enough. Could be worse, I suppose. Scope of the game has changed. It's 32.5k to 28k. And what this means is it's a 4k lead in favor of Super Dumb Squad. Twisted Fate has not been shut down in quite some time. Master Yi is consistently going in and trying to fight 1v1 against a champion that succeeds very much with fighting 1v1 because he has hard CC. That's the problem with hypercarries. If you play 1v1 and you play against something that has hard CC and is fed, then you are not going to have a good game or a good time at all. It's that South Park meme. Quinn is 4-1-4. She is doing all manner of stuff. She's getting the situations, and she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. And that's just like, I'm going in, I'm helping with the damage, I'm leaving. If I get kills, I get kills. That's how this situation goes. Nautilus going on to Malphite. Malphite trying to do what he can, trying to make him a little bit annoyed. There's the Twisted Fate trying to get the cards on a Nautilus. Nautilus just trying to run away as fast as he can possibly waddle. Right now, however, the rest of Greyface are coming in from behind. Jarvan the 4th coming inside. This could be a really, 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 really troubling team fight. Considering the fact... Oh no, Alistar's caught out. The DR is only going to help him so much. Nautilus is trying to go in, trying to help what he can. He manages to root the Malphite, but it's no good at the moment. There he goes. The rest of Greyface are trying their best to do what damage that they can. Massive ultimate from Jarvan the Fourth in the middle of every single team on the Lucian. Twisted Fate is managing to do every possible trick in the book to get away from this, but Master Yi has managed to just clean up to just an obnoxious degree. Quadra kill Master Yi, and all because Greyface blew all of their cooldowns on an Alistar with 70% damage reduction. Oh, the plays. That could not have gone worse for Greyface. Or I'm sorry, that could not have gone worse for Super Dump Squad. Greyface is in the position to take quite a bit of real estate, even though they're only going to just take the first tier tower, and they could have taken the second, but they're choosing not to. They're choosing instead to take the smart decision and go for Dragon. Take that off the map. Alistar didn't even die in the last fight. Do you know how sad that has to be? You blew all of your stuff, and Alistar doesn't even get to die. That's the old de facto idea. Like, I blew my ultimate, therefore I deserve the kill. And this way, I made them blow 8 ultimates, and therefore I did not die. What is wrong? What is wrong here? Like, the entirety of, like, the 72nd Artillery Brigade of the United States military was used on him, and he was just like, that tickled a lot. So, you got any more, bub? Oh, there's TF with the stun, trying to get himself on, holding on to it quite a bit. However, it doesn't mean a damn thing because, well, Nautilus has nothing. Nautilus is alone. Nautilus is good. We've seen Nautilus be very well. He's not building Abyssal Scepter like he did last time, which is very good. He tried building it at one point, but it failed because of the fact that they're not in the lead at all right now. And even though even though Master Yi just got those kills, there's the exhaust on to Master Yi, but it's no good, and there will be a lot of damage going on. Braum manages to go the way of the dodo, and Lucian quickly follows because they decided to party around in the jungle of the USA and Master Yi. I think there was a joke right there, like B-A-N-A-N-A-N, something along those lines, but I couldn't quite find it, so we'll ignore it for now. Master Yi 9-5-3. The problem right now that Super Dumb Squad is facing is that they do not know. They should have grouped. They should just be grouping right now. There shouldn't be no weak little AD carry that's 0-3 right now in the middle of God and nowhere with 173 CS. To be fair, yes. In higher elo, that's usually 200, but 173 is still not bad. Usually it's about 80 at 10 minutes right now if like the typical average remains. But you're playing Lucian. Oh, there's Master Yi going in impressively hard, getting all of this stuff. Oh, and there he falls because Zanya's and a lot of damage, and he tried staying still, and he doesn't have any realistic lifesteal at the moment. Gwynsu's only gives so much stuff. Nautilus doing his due, trying to get the top lane turret down, which is fairly fair, if I may be so bold. I mean, in all honesty, they do need objectives because Greyface will only get so far. In all honesty, Greyface will only get so far, and Nautilus once again dies because he missed the wall. This Nautilus is missing walls that he hit in his last couple games. I think that's just tilt speaking, honestly, on some level, and maybe even lag. But we're not here to talk about lag. We're not here to talk about tilt. We're here to talk about League of Legends, even though those words are not dissimilar from the main subject. 42.2k gold to 39.5. It's still a 3,000 gold lead in favor of Super Dumb Squad, whilst Mr. Greyface, or the Messa's Greyface, are still running around with Master Yi having kills and nobody else having anything to their name. Alistar still not dead, however, even though he has been at the forefront of almost every single major engagement. Now, Super Dumb Squad are grouping, which is a very, very good idea. They cannot stand against the group of this much power, and only by screwing up an engagement will they manage to actively do it. Cataclysm coming out from Jarvan onto the middle of Malphite. Very, very bad decision. There goes Master Yi inbound, trying to do what he can. Braum with the knockup, and there's Master Yi just trying to kill something, but it's not doing a damned lick of difference because he's trying to hit a tank, even though he should have went on to the other carries after the Zanyas from Twisted Fate went out. All he just did was made Malphite do residual damage, Lucian do all of this other damage, and Quinn do all of this other damn damage, and you are now the proud purveyor of a dead inhibitor, or about to be a dead inhibitor. Jarvan the Fourth going in like Braveheart into the middle of 5 champions, trying to do what he could and did half of what he could. Realistically, this may be even GG's at this point, considering the fact that they have 2 down with 5 up. There is all manner of minions that are online right now for the entirety of Dump Squad. Lots of damage. However, they will choose to run away. They will choose to retreat, rather not run away. And it is a 6k gold difference in favor of Dump Squad, rather than the previous paltry 2k gold difference that it was in favor of Dump Squad. Right now, these engagements, the past engagements, there was that one terrible one that was in the jungle in the top lane that we won't speak of because it was just the worst thing in the world, and we will just ignore it pointedly. Every other engagement, however, has been in favor of Dump Squad. Dump Squad has managed to make it so that I'm going to catch you out, and then you are going to die, and then we're going to just be really happy friends. Nautilus, once again, caught out from the rest of his party, gonna probably die again. There's Twisted Fate, however, going in on the side, going in sideways, let's just say. Trying to take the minions out. Very good misdirection by Twisted Fate onto the, just to get some money and make sure that Greyface can't actively benefit. 18-13, however, still in favor of Dump Squad, as we said before. The way that Greyface can win this is they have to team fight smarter. They have the damage. They do. Sivir does have quite a bit of stuff at her disposal. You have Jarvan the Fourth who can nuke somebody, even though he's building very much tank. You have a lot of CC in the form of Nautilus and an Alistar. However, you need to kill those lower level targets. There's Alistar with the Malphite Ultimate Cataclysm going on immediately onto some tanks. There's Sivir trying to do a little bit of damage. Master Yi in the middle of everything. No, he's coming up like a taxi from hell. And there goes a double kill. There goes a triple kill. There's Lucia just trying to get away from him right now. Right now, Twisted Fate manages to live. There is the card on the Twisted Fate, but it doesn't matter because he knows what's coming next. There's Sivir. There's a lot of magic power, and there's a lot of power. This Twisted Fate does not want to die. This Twisted Fate just got a double kill against 3 people. Twisted Fate is still trying his best to win the day. There goes Master Yi. Master Yi, what the hell are you doing? Master Yi, there, he's right there. Master Yi, he was right there. And Master Yi lives to kill another red and lets a Twisted Fate, the main problem on this team, live to the next day. 21-17, 4k gold lead in favor of Dump Squad, and my goodness, has it been a nightmare. This is one of those games that you watch on the telly when you're just like, what in the name of God is happening right there? Because God knows I have no idea what's happening half the time. More importantly, however, Sivir did get her first kill, so everybody give a clap for Sivir. Woo! 1-3-8. Now she can finally do more than what she's been able to do. Master Yi getting caught out once more from the Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate, however, doesn't give a single damn because Twisted Fate gets shredded by a Master Yi with a lot of damage. And there Sivir has to flash out because that's a lot of stuff, but red buff from the Master Yi on the Quinn will secure the Sivir kill. And that will be 23-18 in favor. That's 3-5. That's 3v4 right now. Twisted Fate's still gone. That does mean, however, the majority of the damage dealers are dead, however, for Greyface. What Dump Squad needs to do is just push. Just push and take what you can because they cannot stop you. They can only CC you to hell. They cannot take those minions. Only Nautilus can even think about taking some of this stuff. Their wave clear is not nearly that good. Oh, wait, no, wait, there's Jarvan the Fourth. Jarvan the Fourth has a hell of a lot of stuff because we keep on forgetting about him. But how can we? Because he keeps on yelling out Demacia and screaming onto somebody's head every single time. 5k gold lead, though, in favor of everybody's favorite team, the Dump Squad. Greyface still doing what they can to survive. Super minions coming down the middle inhibitor because it is still, as we know, broken as hell. Master Yi taking care of it. They did absolutely nothing with that push beyond taking a tower, which you could say was very good. They took a tower, but they took nothing else, even though, again, they were up against 2 tanks and a guy that moonlights as an AD carry sometimes when he's really drunk, a.k.a. J4, a.k.a. the Exemplar. Nonetheless, that's number 7. I believe I get my nachos right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been stayed in tune. 23-18, still that 5K gold difference, and right now I could not tell you who the hell is gonna win this game. Previously, I thought it was gonna be Dump Squad because I favored their team a little bit higher. I did not feel that hyper carries are good. Right now, Master Yi has shredded every single thing that is in his way, and in addition, Dump Squad has not been team fighting nearly as well as they should have, and Greyface has not been team fighting nearly as well as they should have. Unfortunately, Dump Squad are the better team fighters. Because of that, we get into this kind of situation where it's 5 in. Master Yi's taking a scuttle, which I guess that's good. You know, good job. Take that scuttle. Not even taking a scuttle, just walking around, going on a safari. You know, he's a thing of exploration. Right now, however, the bottom lane is very little warded. However, there is one ward that Master Yi did manage to find. He didn't manage to find it, but they did manage to find him. He puts one there in. Right now, the warding scenario for blue team, for Dump Squad, has been rather piss poor. In addition, and synonymized with good old-fashioned Greyface. However, this is actively quite interesting. It looks like Dump Squad's going for a Baron play. Unfortunately, it seems that they did not feel that they could do that Baron play, and very quickly said, "No, I'm good. We're not doing that right now." Probably from the fact that there's a Jarvan IV on that side of the team, and God knows have we exhibited Jarvan IV's suicidal tendencies to just say "for the king" and just go in and make everything die. 4K gold difference slowly getting a little bit slower with the fact that the entirety of we're in that late game, honestly, guys, where we've traversed through the mid game. We're in that mid to late game period where everybody's counting their nukes, counting their crumbs, counting their little nickels in order to be able to buy another longsword, another thing that gives them that edge. Because if they're not team fighting, they're dying at this point. Right now, however, Malphite is caught out at the very top lane. He's going to be going back, however, so there's no real worries there. But it looks like Greyface is doing what they can in order to just stymie the problems with which they are facing. They're going up against a lot of trouble. They've been in the loss for God knows 30 minutes now. And they're still trying their absolute best with this team comp. It has proven that it could work last game. They're trying to see if it can work this game, but Dump Squad has been everywhere and nowhere at the same time, confusing them and confusing themselves. Right now, though, what needs to happen for Greyface is that they need to make sure that that they team fight incredibly well, that they need to make sure that Twisted Fate is dead, and failing Twisted Fate dying, that Quinn or Lucian dies. Oh, there's the stun from Twisted Fate. Nautilus going in with the dredge line onto him, taking a lot of damage from Braum. However, that'll be the stun onto Master Yi. Master Yi going in with the Alpha Strike. Will he manage to do what he can? He is managing. There's a culling in from Lucian. There's a lot of damage. However, Braum is down. There's Jarvan IV, but will be taken out. Unfortunately, there's Quinn on the side. Twisted Fate had to ulti out in order to get away. There's a lot of damage, however, but he manages to take out the Malphite. There is, Sivir is down, Nautilus is down, and Twisted Fate and Quinn are still up. This doesn't quite look like a Baron play. What it does look like, however, or it doesn't look like a victory, a GG, it does look like they will get the inhibitor. Maybe they can even sneak a cheeky Baron. Unfortunately, I don't think they really can, considering the fortitude of a Twisted Fate is rather akin to cabbage or lettuce. So there is that. Unfortunately for everybody, Twisted Fate, aka TSM 0 in 10, is BMing the ever-living crap by teleporting within Greyface's base. That is when you recognize that you are being shown no respect, that you were swagged on and that you will be shown that you are swagged on, and you will be shown the door to the people that get swagged on. My goodness. 28-21, 63.6, 58K, 6K gold lead in favor of everybody's favorite Dump Squad because they're super and they're 2-point bloody O. Right now, I don't know. I feel like I'm flip-flopping all over the place, and I'm pretty sure I am, considering the fact that both teams have thrown about 6 times. There's the gold card from Twisted Fate. Early Zanyas, however, in order to stop and stimmy some of the damage, they're going up the mid lane. Quinn's coming out. The ZZ Rot portal from Nautilus is dropped early in order to just do something. But right now, there's a massive push going up the middle lane. Master Yi's not there. Master Yi really does badly need to be there, though. No champions lost in favor of Dump Squad. However, we do have Nautilus, one of their primary kiting champions, lost on Grey Face. Right now, however, it'll just be a quick retreat for Dump Squad and trying to just kill what's at the gates for Grey Face. Sweet Dragon play coming in from Dump Squad in order to secure their second dragon, making all turrets just even worse in comparison. Right now, however, Master Yi once again stuck out. There's Quinn with the disengage. There's Braum with the knock-up. It won't be enough. There's Master Yi going in, doing quite a bit of damage, but it will not be good enough to live through all of that. And right now, that will be yet another 4v5 in favor of Dump Squad and making Greyface regret every single decision that they've made. They look like they're going in for Dragon, and it is honestly the best time to go for Dragon, considering the fact is that Greyface has no smite. If they want to stop this, they have to suicide in, and if they suicide in, there's no guarantee that they'll actively take that Baron. More importantly, they may just lose more people in the process, and that'll be an instant finish. Twisted Fate going in, trying to steal the blue buff from everybody's favorite team, the Grey Faces, because they ran out of blueberries. You know, we made that joke last time. Doesn't matter. Right now, however, Greyface is just trying to stimmy the tide of blue minions that are just coming up the mid lane. It's honestly horrid to watch this. These players were throwing quite a bit, and now on both sides, honestly, but Greyface has not been doing very well for the past 6 minutes, and mostly that can be attributed to the fact that they just keep on going out alone, or they're overextending, which further proves they're going out alone semantic. However, that does not mean that they're down and out. It just means that they're in a bit of a ugly spot right now. It's not over till it's over, after all. Twisted Fate, massive team fight, massive furball going in the bottom lane. It looks like they really want to defend that turret. Nautilus they send up. It'll be a 4v4. Lots of damage coming in onto the Nautilus from a Quinn that has absolutely zero respect for the game, because that amount of damage is just unholy. They look as if they're trying to do something. They look as if they really feel that this is theirs, and it is. The bottom lane inhibitor tower is in favor of Dump Squad. Will they take the inhibitor? Yes, they will. They will also retreat, and they will go around looking to maraud elsewhere, taking more turrets, taking more objectives, taking it so that they can further get ahead of every other single thing. They are up by 10k ever since they started this objective blitz. That is 10k that Greyface just can't get behind. Right now, though, Alistar thinks that they need to do a play. He popped his ultimate. He doesn't quite get it. He gets stunned. There's Master Yi going in hard. However, the Zanyas is too good on to Mr. Master to Twisted Fate. However, Braum will die. Twisted Fate will die. Malphite will die. Jarvan the Fourth going in hard. Quinn trying to do what she can. However, that is a Master Yi on a master plan. And he goes in. And that is a triple kill for Master Yi. Right now, Dump Squad has just fallen at the gates of their turret home. Oh my goodness, this could change everything, considering the fact that that is a hyper carry with the ability to push down a turret within seconds. And right now, they are going that way. Right now, they're making it so that you cannot come back from this. All that money that you just accrued, we have that money now. Master Yi coming up the side like a taxi from hell, saying like, hey guys, I just came back and I have all of this money now. Do you want to deal with it or do you want to play ball? Right now, they're still staring at death time as Braum will be up in 2 seconds. But honestly, Master Yi couldn't give a single damn about Braum being up because no one gives a damn about Braum being up. 75.6K to 70.4K gold lead in favor of Greyface. This has been one of those kinds of turning points that you just need to recognize, that you just need to respect. Twisted Fate going in onto the blue bluff and trying to just get what he can, trying to get himself out of the mesmerize from the just absolute screw hole that he put himself in and the rest of his team put themselves in. They were falling like dominoes before, and now it's just a scenario that they need to play against. 76.7K to 71.2, 5.2K gold lead in favor of Dump Squad. They're pushing up the top, pushing up the mid lane, and trying to take what objectives they can. Master Yi is full build. Right now, Sivir is almost full build. She's building Pink Wards, which I can respect. Good job, Sivir. You built Pink Ward. Nautilus cannot get more tanky unless he actually used that Ruby Crystal. Right now, we have an Alistar that is effectively just building magic resistance because he is very, 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 very scared of that Twisted Fate. We are gearing up for a cataclysm, ladies and gentlemen, and not the kind that Jarvan IV gives out freely if you get like a good number on the pachinko machine. We are staring at a cataclysm, the likes of which we may not see yet again. All other team fights may just pale in comparison to this. And right now, it looks like it may be happening very soon. 5v5 in the mid lane. It's almost an ARAM game all over again. We're staring at what could potentially be Nautilus going in hard. There is the engagement. There's Nautilus. There's Sivir with all of her ultimate and all of her boomerangs. Master Yi going in hard, doing all the damage in the world. And Quinn falls, and Braum falls, and Twisted Fate falls. All of them are fallen, and all of them are gone. And that looks to be the victory for Greyface. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did Dump Squad play a great game? But oh my goodness, and oh my damn, did both teams indeed go ham? And was it glorious to watch? Greyface is ascending to that next rank in the semifinals of the Spring Break Kickoff of the Nerdbird March 12th, 2016 tournament. We'll see them in the next round. It has been truly a pleasure and an honor. You guys have a good night, and I leave you in very capable hands. Good night.